Matt says, are warm up sets needed? We're going to take maybe one or two more questions, and then we're going to get into some balls deep content. Matt in the Telegram chat says, are warm up sets needed if I do mobility beforehand and don't push the intensity? If I'm doing bench and do some shoulder mobility beforehand and don't go too high with the weight, can I just go straight into my first working set? No. You're not warmed up. Doing some mobility and some activation is not warm up. That's just general warm up. There's general and specific. You're going to want to do 2 to 3 warm up sets on bench for sure. But you don't want to fatigue yourself. So, for example, I'll do some club. So if I'm doing upper body today, yesterday I did upper body. I took a 15-pound club. I did, inside circles with the right, left, and then overhand. I go back and forth a few times, and then I go get my stuff and I go to the gym area, and I'll do like my first light set of the incline. And I'll do maybe very lightweight, like 10 reps, just to kind of get the feel, see how my joints are feeling the weight. Then I'll put on a little bit more weight, and I'll do like 3 reps. So my warm-up sets, let's say for chest, are going to be, I'll put on a little bit more weight and I'll do like 1 or 2 reps. Not anywhere close to failure, maybe even heavier, but like 1 rep, just because what you want to do is you're activating all your nervous system, you're synchronizing your motor units, you're kind of getting your body ready for maximum contraction and activation. So you don't want to fatigue yourself with your warm-up sets. So you don't need a lot of volume for warm-up sets. Maybe the first set, because you don't want to get fatigued. You don't want to do a warm-up set. People do a warm-up set and they're like struggling at the end. You're fatiguing yourself. You're taking away from your working sets. You're just trying to prepare yourself for your working set. So do 2 or 3, do like 1 set where it's like 8 to 10 reps, very light, then put on a little bit more weight, do like 3 reps, rest, do 3 reps, then maybe put on a little bit more weight, do like, maybe 1 or 2 reps, keep on loading up, and then like you're working weight. Okay. And then you can push and do when you're ready. So the thing is, people usually, when they think of warming up, I think that's why it's not the right term, because people think of warming up as I need to be hot. So they're sweating and they're warm. They're really tired and fatigued. So when I'm preparing for my set, I am prepared. I'm not really warmed necessarily. But then when I lift, I realize how much strength I have been zapping since I started training like this. You have so much more strength. You feel like you're not as warmed up, but you are prepared. Your joints are ready. You're ready to fucking lift heavy. You're just not fatigued. So people start their lifting. They go on the cardio machine, the step mill for 20 minutes, are dripping in sweat. They do a ton of warm-up sets. It's been 40 minutes. They're fucking exhausted before they even start lifting. And then they don't build muscle and they wonder why. Matt, would a slower tempo during a warm-up set matter? Do the 2 or 3 with like a 4-2-4? Again, people are over exaggerating this like eccentric, like really slow on the way down. You'll see a lot of people say like the key to building muscle is really slow. It's controlled. The slower you go, if you go too slow, you're just incurring fatigue. So maybe like a couple seconds on the way down, like a nice slow controlled explode up, right? But the thing is, the exploding up, if you're going heavy enough, it's not going to move quickly. So that's the other thing. If you're going like this, slow, and then boom, unless you're doing a sport or some power training, it's too light. So if you're trying to you'll hear people say time under tension. Well, you're not going to build a ton of muscle if you're only curling 10 pounds. If you can curl 50, but then you take 10 minutes to do a set with 10 pounds, you're just causing a lot of fatigue. You might get a pump, but you're not building muscle. Just because you take longer to do a set doesn't mean that you're actually going to build muscle. You need the mechanical tension, which is going to happen. You're going to be going slow with your curls, right? You're going to be going slow with the rep if it's very close to your max. Meaning if you're doing a set and you're using a weight for 5, 6, 7 repetitions and it's heavy enough, it's going to be moving slowly because it's fucking hard to move. And that's what it should be. The mechanical tension needs to be there with you maximally firing all your muscle fibers. And if you're going heavy enough, you'll get that from the first rep with less fatigue. You don't need to do 10 reps to build muscle. You can do 5 or 6 or 4. You just need to go heavy enough to do so.